Hey English 1 students, this video is going to help you do test 2, which is located in week 7-ish on Google Classroom. I'm going to go over the prompt first. So the test prompt is, how has Ciamara from The Poet X developed over the course of the novel, The Poet X, thus far? You're going to choose 3 different elements from Steele. So speech, thoughts, effects on others, actions, looks, and cite one piece of evidence for each element that you choose. You are going to be using the pre-writing, it says from yesterday, but if you're doing this because you were absent, it obviously wouldn't be yesterday. And I'm going to show you how to do the pre-writing as well. So the expectation for this is that you write 3 paragraphs. It is basically a short essay. You need to choose 3 elements that show different things about Ciamara. So if you choose speech, it should show that she is one type of person. If you choose maybe her actions, that should show that she's another type of person, another personality trait. And if you choose looks, that should say something else about her. They shouldn't just support one personality or one character development, okay? She's a complex, dynamic character. Basically what you're doing is restating, answering, citing, and explaining 3 times, because remember, this is going to be a 3-paragraph essay. And rad your writing, which means restated, academic English, and double check for spelling and clarity, okay? And then you can see the rubric here on the side. So 3 elements of Steele were correctly used, okay? So you did 1 speech, 1 thoughts, 1 effect on others, and 1 action, or whatever. Each element of Steele is supported with a piece of relevant text evidence, and the response uses clear and correct spelling, punctuation, and grammar. So all of this adds up to 100, and that is what this test is worth. So go ahead and pause really quick and open the pre-writing activity. It's on Google Classroom, okay? So when you pull up Google Classroom, it'll be test 2 pre-writing activity. So make sure you open this. So pause and do that really fast. Once you have the pre-writing activity open, it'll look sort of something like this. I zoomed in so that you can see. And you're going to scan through the text. Okay, so if you're in class, you can use the book, or you can use the excerpts that are found on test 2. Let me show that again. So the excerpts are found here. So you can see the Poet X excerpts. So you can click that if you're in ISAP or at home or doing this in class. Here are some good quotes from the text that you can use. But once you're there, you're going to look and try to find some places where Ciamara has used her speech, so things that she's saying. Her thoughts, this one's easy because the whole book is really her thoughts, like what she thinks about different topics. Her effect on others, so this is the example that I give you. Girl, stop, always talking about some boys, which is on page 28. Notice how I cited that. And then you can do this part, but this is really what your essay is going to do. You want to choose examples that really show what kind of character Ciamara is. So this quote shows that Ciamara makes Caridad uncomfortable, and she is more curious about boys than Caridad is. Okay, so this quote tells us that that Ciamara is a little boy crazy. So once you've done this for 3 of these things, you can move on to the test. Okay, so go ahead and pause here and make sure you do the pre-writing activity first. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you've completed the pre-writing activity. So this is the test prompt again, and these are the expectations that I've already gone over. So once you have the test open, so you'll go back to Google Classroom, test 2. This is what it will look like. You have the same prompt, the same rubric, and then you'll start writing down here. But I'm going to give you an example of what a good, solid essay looks like. Using the show Fresh Off the Boat, okay? So in the show, which you will say in the novel, but in the show Fresh Off the Boat, or in the novel The Poet X, the main character, Eddie, is developed through his speech. He often makes speeches to his family about his dreams. In the show, he states, "I got plans." This shows that Eddie is an ambitious character. Okay, so this is 1/3 of your essay, all right? So I used speech is my first element. The evidence that I used is I got plans. I used grammatical English, academic English, and proper punctuation. All right, so example number 2. Also in the show, notice how I transition. Eddie's developed through his looks. On the show, he wears hip-hop style clothes from the 90s. This shows that he is different from his family who prefer more basic clothing. Okay, so I give my second element is looks. Of steel, it's looks, and then my example is from the actual show. Okay, his hip hop style clothes, and then I further explain what the clothes mean and why it's important to his character. All right. Lastly, Eddie is developed through his effect on others. Okay, he often causes his mother stress. In one scene, Eddie is being yelled at by his mother before going to school. This shows that Eddie is a troublemaker. So in that last part, I explain that this effect on others, even though it's his mother who's having the reaction, it's Eddie's effect on her that is developing his character as a troublemaker. Okay, so you're going to do exactly the same thing for Ciamara in the novel, The Poet X. The main character, Ciamara, is developed through blank. Okay, and then provide examples and explain what it means for her character. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Please take this video slowly, and if you need to rewatch any section of it, I highly recommend doing that before asking questions. Thanks.